Hello, this is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the Claire De Lune Peony. All the materials and template will be linked below the video along with some of my other versions of the paper peony. First, cut 3 of these flower shapes on white or off-white cardstock paper. I like to use text weight 65-pound cardstock paper. Then you'll need 10 of these fringes cut on a letter size white or off-white cardstock paper. I used a brand new mat for this cut and didn't realize how extra sticky it is when it's brand new. And while I'm on this subject, I always prefer the light grip mat. The fringes here are somewhat fragile, so just carefully take them off the mat and note to self, don't use a brand new mat for fringes. Next, I like to watercolor yellow on the fringe edge. The fringe actually has a small detail oval shape on the top, and that's the area I'll be painting. You could also use yellow markers, but I couldn't find the perfect yellow from my markers, so I decided to use watercolor. I like using this travel water brush where the water is already inside and you just need to squeeze the water out every so often as you stroke. I'm mixing this darker yellow and the brighter yellow. Then flip it over and make sure to do this other side as well on the same edge. Do this to all 10 of your fringe pieces. Next, grab white tissue paper and cut a strip about 6 inches wide, 3 inches in height, and get a light green marker and stroke 3 lines across the wider side. Then cut that piece into 3 pieces. Then take another similar rectangular piece of tissue paper and tear into 3 and ball up. You should have 3 tissue balls and 3 rectangle pieces with green markers stroked in the middle. Then add 1 tissue ball onto the green area and twist the ends like you would wrap a candy. Do this to the rest of the tissue pieces. You should have 3 altogether wrapped up. Next, glue the 3 pieces where the green area is. Once you have them gathered, cut one side leaving a small tip of the white. Next, grab 1 fringe piece and glue that right below the green tissue area and tightly roll it up and glue every so often. I mostly glue the beginning, middle, and end. Then I like to work in pairs and grab 2 at a time, glue the 2 together, and roll that onto the center and glue that also every so often so it doesn't unravel. You'll need to glue all of the remaining fringes and work in pairs also. Next, open and shape the fringes. Put that to the side and shape the flower petal shapes. I use this curling tool and stroke it along the edges of each petal, and you could do that going from left to right and right to left to each petal. You will have a total of 3 flower pieces that needs to be shaped on each petal. Next, cut the leftover tissue paper below the fringes and add glue on the bottom and add that to the first flower shape center. Then glue that to the next flower shape, and it doesn't have to be symmetrical. You could slightly crisscross the layers, but it doesn't have to look perfect or meet perfectly. Add that to the third flower piece too. Next, get a thicker wire stem and cut a length you like and curl the tip of one end and make the curled piece perpendicular to the rest of the wire by pulling the curled end to the side. This is so that your flower could anchor onto the tip of this wire. I also have 2 bottom leaves for this flower that needs to be cut on green cardstock paper. And first it will be this smaller flower shape. Curl and shape each petal shape like the flowers. Then poke a hole through the center and add that to the stem. Glue the curled tip and add to the flower-like leaves. Add more glue on top and glue that to the rest of the flower. Next, there will be a more star-like shape with pointy tips. Poke a hole in the center and glue that onto the bottom. Next, we'll need 6 pairs of leaves, and you could choose to do more or less depending on how many leaves you want on the stems. Make sure to keep them in their pairs, and with the pairs stacked, crease them down in the center. Get a thinner green floral wire and we'll be gluing the pair with the wire sandwiched in the middle, then quickly shape before the glue dries. This is a quick process. Make 6 of these leaves. Then floral tape each one and group the 3 together like a branch. Then floral tape below the flower and go about a third below the flower and add the leaves onto the stem and floral tape the rest of the stem. Check out some of my other peonies. I'll be linking below, and please like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching.